I'm BTS's Jin message to ARMY. Don't miss it. BTS's Jin and Chris Martin will rock the Los Angeles stage in a spectacular collaboration concert. Attend it live at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, a historic moment that will never be repeated. Get ready for a night that will be remembered forever. Don't just watch on a screen, be a part of history in Los Angeles. Los Angeles, Reuters. A 27-second video leaked on Wednesday night shocked the global music industry. Clearly visible in the video, two iconic figures from the realm of modern pop, BTS's Seokjin and Coldplay's Chris Martin, stand side by side inside a closed rehearsal studio, each with a microphone in hand and an open sheet of lyrics at their front desk. With no official introduction, no statement from the agency, and no public promotion, the moment rekindled a global conversation. Will the most anticipated collaboration in world pop music happen again, this time live on a Los Angeles stage? This question is not idle speculation. Already widespread visual facts, reinforced by the unusual behind-the-scenes activities of HYB and Coldplay management, show that the musical interaction between the two stars is not just a personal reunion. This is a very strong indication of a collaborative project that is being prepared in secret, and Los Angeles, the world's big stage city, seems to be the starting point of this buzz. The rehearsal studio used in the recording is known to be the same location that Coldplay used in the concert rehearsal stage of their Music of the Spheres tour in early 2022. The location, which has been closed to the media and the public, is now the epicenter of global speculation. Information from internal sources said that the session took place under tight security and was attended by only a limited technical crew. There were no invited guests, no journalists, and no official publications from either side. What makes this situation even more astonishing is the time of its appearance. BTS's Jin has just completed his military service in South Korea and has confirmed that he will be performing on the big stage in the next few months. Chris Martin and Coldplay are on a strategic hiatus after a long international tour. This meeting, in the context of time and place, cannot be considered a mere coincidence. Did I ask this an indication of the return of the astronaut in a new format? Or is this the beginning of a completely fresh duet project, not previously announced to the public? Music analysts and industry watchers assess that this could be the most influential cross-country and cross-generational collaboration of the decade, given the scale of the two artists, fandoms that reach hundreds of millions of fans around the world. The personal bond between Jin and Chris Martin has developed since their previous collaboration. But their return to the studio in a stage rehearsal format shows that this is not just a symbolic interaction. In the world of pop music, especially in the digital age full of marketing strategies, training sessions that are deliberately closed and recorded without announcement are actually a strong signal that a big agenda is being prepared behind the scenes. If this collaboration is truly realized live, then this is not just a matter of two musicians sharing the stage. It is the confluence of two global cultural forces, BTS as a fourth-generation K-pop icon and Coldplay as a British alternative music giant that has transformed into a universal force. Amid the increasingly fluid currents of music globalization, the Los Angeles stage could witness the birth of the biggest collaborative show of the year, or even of the past decade. The biggest question that arises from the recording is not just what they're doing, but why now? Why is this collaboration resurfacing amid schedule uncertainty and an entertainment industry atmosphere that is undergoing a massive post-pandemic transition and global upheaval in the Asian and Western music markets? Consideration of time becomes one of the crucial points in reading the direction of this movement. BTS's Jin has just officially returned to the entertainment industry after completing state duty. Jin's return is not only a symbolic event for ARMY, but also an important starting point for BTS's future as a global entity. As the first member to complete military service, Jin is expected to serve as a bridge between the pre-hiatus era and a new, more international chapter in BTS's career. On the other hand, Chris Martin has never hidden his admiration for BTS. Since the moment of their first documented meeting in the My Universe collaboration, Martin has repeatedly mentioned Jin in particular in several interviews, calling him one of the singers with the most clear and emotional vocals he has ever met. Even during one of Coldplay's concerts in the United States, Martin slipped a personal message in Korean for Jin, which fans called a signal of an emotional bond that transcends professional boundaries. Now, the two are back together, in a room that looks a lot like a rehearsal set for a big concert. But this time, no crew from Coldplay or BTS uploaded official documentation. No teaser spread from HYB's side. No promotion. Only one video allegedly came from one of the local sound engineers who accidentally recorded the rehearsal monitor screen and uploaded it before it was finally deleted in less than 2 hours. But as is so often the case in the world of global entertainment, one small tape is enough to ignite the imagination of millions of fans and industry analysts. Various international forums began to discuss possible setlists, stage themes, and duet formats. The hashtag #JinXChrisMartin had become a global trending topic even though it was not officially promoted by any party. Los Angeles, as the location that is said to be the venue for the debut performance of this duet, was not chosen randomly. The city is not only home to the American music industry, but also a global melting pot of various world pop cultures. This is where the big show is measured. This is where debuts are made with maximum pressure and expectation. And if it's true that they will be taking the stage together in this city, it means that the world will see their first show on a full scale, no longer in the format of a music video or remote performance. Various signals support this possibility. First, Coldplay's schedule doesn't show any major activity in the next few weeks. Second, BTS's Jin status is still in the early stages of returning to the public, and is usually accompanied by a big symbolic moment to mark the revival of the artist in question. Third, the unusual maneuver of HYB, which for the past week has not released any major press statements or promotional material, something very rare given the company's habit of always carefully controlling media narratives. Interestingly, there were also unofficial reports from some venue technicians in Los Angeles that in recent days, technical simulations have been carried out with high-level sound and lighting systems, a common practice for concerts on an international scale. But the names of the organizers and artists are not yet listed in the employment contract documents. This phenomenon reinforces the notion that a major collaborative project is being prepared in complete silence. Could this be part of Coldplay's surprise concert with Jin as a special guest? Or vice versa, could this be precisely the main stage of Jin as a soloist, with Chris Martin present as a form of transcontinental support? Chris Martin's presence in the project, if officially confirmed, is not an ordinary participation. In the context of the global music industry, this kind of collaboration creates a very high cross-cultural leverage. Coldplay, as a band with a cross-generational and transcontinental fanbase, has the power of cultural diplomacy that's been tested for more than 2 decades. Meanwhile, BTS, and in particular Jin as the lead vocalist, are symbols of modern K-pop supremacy that has broken the boundaries of the Asian entertainment industry and brought Korean music to the world's main stages. These two forces, if brought together directly on stage, would not only create an artistic moment, but also create a symbolic alliance between two different musical traditions, Britpop and K-pop. This is not the first time that these two streams intersect, but it has never happened with such a level of intensity and emotional involvement as great as that achieved in the relationship between Jin and Chris Martin. Indications of this collaboration are also reinforced by the silent movement of a number of professional production teams from the UK and South Korea who are rumored to have arrived in Los Angeles. A number of stage technicians who previously handled Coldplay productions were said to be seen at the same location as HYB's production staff. Although no official statement has been released by either party, the presence of 2 large production entities in one location at the same time is difficult to consider a coincidence. In the entertainment industry, confidentiality is one of the main indicators of a large project. When there are no official leaks, no teaser material, and all parties choose silence, that is precisely when the world must prepare for something monumental. And this pattern fits perfectly with what is now happening in Los Angeles. The fans, both ARMY and Coldplay fans, did not remain silent. Since the leaked video began to spread, various independent analyses have emerged. Some have suggested that the recording studio setting matches Coldplay's rehearsal rooms in Silver Lake, LA. There are also those who browse the upload time and find that Jin's activity schedule in the United States is indeed empty during this period. There was even speculation that a new song had been recorded since last year, but the release was delayed until Jin completed his military service. Interestingly, some fans with a background in music production began to analyze the faint-sounding background audio in the video. Although not so clear, the melodic segments that sound are said to have a typical Coldplay harmony structure, but with the nuances of Jin's vocals that dominate. One of the users of the International Forum even claimed to recognize the bridge structure of the song as an advanced version of The Astronaut, but with the addition of an orchestra and backing vocals a la Viva Vida. But no matter what happens inside the studio, one thing is clear: the narrative of this collaboration has surpassed the level of rumors. It is now a narrative that lives between reality and possibility. And in the context of the entertainment industry, narratives like these are the main fuel for big surprises. Los Angeles, with its entire artistic infrastructure and global influence, is only waiting for the right moment to bear witness to a stage that will probably print a new history. If true, this collaboration would be one of the greatest forms of popular culture symbiosis in the history of modern music. Not only because the two world icons perform together, but because of their context as a representation of two different musical forces: East and West, new generation and veterans, personal emotions and industrial structure. On the other hand, the implications of this collaboration are far-reaching. Chris Martin's involvement in BTS's Jin stage project has the potential to change the global promotion strategy for Asian musicians. During this time, many artists from Asia faced difficulties penetrating Western markets without labelization or symbolic collaboration. But Jin, with a solid musical track record, plus a genuine personal relationship with Martin, created a new narrative. That collaboration can happen on the basis of mutual respect musically, not just a market strategy. Now, the biggest question remains one: when will they appear on stage, and in what format?